Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Community Connect on Hum News International. Today I'm joined by Sama Mudassir. She's the founder of Sama M Beauty. She's built one of Pakistan's leading beauty brands, and we'll be talking to her about her journey from building a successful salon to now launching a cosmetics line. There's so much that we can learn from her, and we're very lucky to have her here with us today. So let's welcome her. Sama, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Fatma.
And Sama, you know, सबसे पहले we'll want to know a little bit about your background. We know आप लाहौर से हैं. You went to Parsons to do your undergrad. लेकिन आपने अपना undergrad किया था graphic design में.
Yes.
So what made you get into the beauty industry?
So I think it was a lot of my personal experiences. When I used to visit Pakistan, I used to get a lot of horrible comments about my skin and my makeup. So I just wanted to use makeup as a tool to empower myself and feel more confident, because I think when you look good, you feel good.
Of course, yeah.
So that's one of the theories that I followed, and that was my transition from doing graphic designing, because I was an artist. Even in school, I used to paint and do a lot of art. So I think I just used my artistry and my creativity differently.
So, you know, उसके बाद you moved to Pakistan. You know, I always think कि एक passion and, you know, setting up a business, they're two very different things. There are a lot of people that are passionate about a lot of things, but उस passion को business में convert करना. So tell us a bit more about that journey. How did Sama M Beauty come about?
So I think that was never in the plan.
Yeah.
I was always supposed to live in New York, always be there,
Yeah.
you know, have a central park-facing apartment. That was always in the plans. But somehow life aisi hui कि I moved back to Lahore for a bit, and while I was here, I didn't want to sit at home, do nothing. And I had done a lot of courses in New York just for my personal growth. I worked at Sephora for a bit as an assistant makeup artist as well. And I think a lot of those things, when I came here, I saw that there was a void for all of this. Makeup hota tha, but people would do a lot. And since I was from New York, I had learned everything there. So I was trying to bring the minimalist aesthetic into Pakistan. And I think that's what I started doing. To be honest, I think it was just a passion project, and very soon I realized that it was something that the Lahore especially really needed.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, Sama, you've been doing this for many years now. I mean, I've personally seen your journey. You know, what do you think has changed about the makeup industry?
I think one of the biggest changes that we've seen, that I personally am very proud to see, is that people are going more towards enhancing their features and looking like themselves, as opposed to using makeup to like completely change what they look like. And I think a lot of this change is helping other makeup artists and the beauty industry generally grow, to give you more empowerment and make you feel more confident in yourself while you still look like yourself.
Yeah. And Sama, आप you know, जैसे अभी हम बात कर रहे थे about your whole journey. Tell us a bit more about you know, we see you as a successful businesswoman today. लेकिन there's a whole journey behind it. And especially because you started at a very young age. मतलब आपने अपना undergrad करके आई थी. As you said, you had plans of living in New York. You come back to Lahore, and you start I guess growing your passion. लेकिन it couldn't have been easy. You know, this whole journey. So tell us a bit more about the challenges आपने face किए, and also like how did you overcome them?
So I think one of the greatest factors in this, and this is going to sound very cliche, but was my mom. She really pushed me, and any hurdle I faced, she kept telling me that I can do it. And I think one of the things that works wonders for a lot of people, and myself as well, was being persistent. I just didn't want to give up. So initially when I started, I had moved to Lahore for 1 year. I was supposed to go for my master's. And I tell everyone this, that Pakistan is like dal-dal, it's like quicksand. So once you come here, you just keep getting like sucked in, and then it's impossible to leave. So I started my journey at home from my basement. That's where I started doing makeup, and it was just appointment based. And initially I was just doing this for my friends and my family, and I wasn't really looking at it as from a business point of view. And then eventually I felt like there was a need for this, and I started expanding, and I finally decided to move out of my basement and have a proper physical space where my clients and my brides would come in, and they could get, you know, not just makeup, but like hair services done, nails, massages, you know, just everything under one roof. And right when I opened, COVID happened. So within like, I think 10 days after my launch, the first lockdown took place. And in the first lockdown, the biggest problem I faced was because किसी को पता ही नहीं था हो क्या रहा है. People were spraying food, पैसे भी आते थे, people would sanitize them and bring them in, so people were really paranoid. And naturally, a salon ka business is dependent on socializing. So once socializing was out of question in the world entirely, so obviously no one was coming to the salon. And that was, I think, one of the lowest moments for me, where I felt like, you know, मैंने इतना बड़ा step लिया of moving out of my basement, and everything just failed.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, Sama, as you just mentioned, and I think this is something that's so important for everyone, persistence, right? Just keeping at it.
Yes.
And you know, one other thing that I do want to highlight and also ask you about is, you know, you seem like a very confident person. Do you think confidence आपको करने से, you know, you go through your challenges, once you overcome them, is that a journey of becoming confident, or something that, you know, you feel like you're just born with?
I don't think you're born with it.
Yeah.
I've had obviously my share of insecurities growing up, and I think it's just with hurdles and problems you learn. And like you said, I think once you overcome something very big or a problem you face and you get over it, then you realize that, you know, there's nothing you can't do. Like the next thing isn't as big, and the next thing isn't as big.
Yeah.
So you keep remembering that I've been through all of this. मैंने इतनी चीजें cross की हैं, so this is, you know, just another hurdle that I need to cross over. I think one of the challenges I faced when I opened my salon was that initially, you know, in the first week, I had clients coming in, I had people coming in. Suddenly, this COVID scare happened, and then I had to manage employees, I had salaries to give, I had rent to pay, and I had no clients and no work coming in. So I remember there was a point where I went to my mom and I said, okay, I think I need to shut down. I have no more money in my savings.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted, and COVID is here to stay clearly. So I think it's over. And I remember then my mom said to me that, no, like this is your dream, and I know how passionate you are about it, and I don't want you to give up. Just keep going, let's see what happens. And somehow what happened was that it worked in my favor. So I always say this to everyone, that we plan and Allah plans, and definitely His plans are better than ours.
Yeah.
And I was planning to shut down, but then I kept going, and hua ye ke because people knew me personally, socially, they knew how particular I was about hygiene, and that really worked in my favor. They knew ke unlike most other salons जो सिर्फ कह रहे हैं, मैंने actually चीजें sanitize की होंगी. I have a cancer patient in my house. I have elderly in my house, so they knew that I would be careful with, you know, COVID and germs and getting everything sanitized. And so that's how my salon started doing well. People would come in and I would book like the entire mani-pedi just for one person, for example. So they would not have any fear of interacting with other people. It was also a journey of teaching my team, obviously, that, you know, they have to take precautions, and, you know, garmiyan thi, they had to wear masks and hazmat suits. You know, we went through the entire thing. So I think the key is persistence, and I really look back and thank my mom and myself for not giving up at that time, because I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah. And you know, I think that's such a great message, and especially, jaise you said, like, you know, hygiene is such a big part of it, and you know, from personal experience, I know that your salon is very good in that way.
Thank you.
But also, one thing that stands out is the team culture you've built up. And I know that you spend a lot of time creating an environment, not just for your customers, but also your employees. So tell us a bit about that. How do you think about के culture or team building कितनी important है?
So I think ये भी मेरे personal experience से start होता है. I believe I was like 15 or 16, and God bless my mommy. I had big मूछें. My mom probably never wanted me to get them off, even when I was 18. So she took me to a salon and she said, you know, we need to get rid of this. So she took me to the salon, and when I entered the salon, I was greeted with this lady there who said, "Ke oh, itni मूछें abhi tak nahi कराई," you know. And now when I think about it, it's funny. But I was just a kid, you know, and it wasn't, this negative energy is not what I wanted to be welcomed with.
True.
Everything was really dirty. जो उनका wax का pot था, उसके ऊपर भी हर जगह wax और मैल लगी हुई थी. Like I can't explain, you know, like just the typical, you know, how it is. So I was really disgusted, and then they're like, oh, patle nahi ho na. They were asking me questions like that, and, you know, just really weird things, and I just felt really uncomfortable and not happy about it. So when I started my salon, one of the first things I did with my team was I had to sit down with them, and they hadn't been taught any better, to be honest. So I told them that when someone comes in, they're already facing a lot of, you know, negativity from friends, family, husbands, susral, you know, all of that. So when they come in here, I want them to feel confident and feel good about themselves. Whether they're fat, whether they have acne, whether they're balding, whatever their problem is, I want them to feel confident and feel good about themselves. So that was one thing that I was very particular about. So, you know, aksar when you go to salons in Pakistan, I've felt this myself. They'll ask questions like, oh, trim kahan se karaya, even nahi hai. Or they'll, you know, pass snarky comments. I didn't want that.
Right.
कि ये बड़ा है, ये छोटा है, आप बड़ी लगती हैं, आप छोटी बहन हैं, आप मोटी हैं, आप पतली हैं. Like, I was like, no, you're not going to comment on people's features, not on people's bodies, unless they ask, you know, मैं skin के लिए क्या करूँ, by all means recommend. So I think that was one of the biggest changes for me, that I wanted anyone who walks into my salon for them to feel like a family.
Yeah.
And, you know, feel loved and accepted in whatever state they're in and feel confident.
Yeah, yeah. Sama, we'll be back after a short break. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Let's take a break.
A for app, B for best, C for confidence से D for download करो इसे अपने फोन पे. Time is precious, order food delicious. सारा पाकिस्तान बोले food papa. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Time बड़ा short है, भूख पे full stop है. Delete मारो app जिसका lazy simple thought है. Add करो food papa, scene बड़ा ही hot है. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. खाना लाए ये मजे का खाना लाए ये गरम. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Rum pum pum, food papa dum.
हेलो फूड पापा वाले पिंटू की बर्थडे है.
घर में कुछ पकाना है, बाहर से कुछ मंगवाना है.
लंच में देसी फूड बिरयानी कढ़ाई वगैरह.
फास्ट फूड में पिज्जा जिंगर सैंडविच जरा देख लेना. बारबेक्यू गोला कबाब बिहारी बोटी etc. सी फूड आइसक्रीम केक और बेवरेजेस. ग्रोसरी में सब मसाले चटनी केचप सारी डालें. सब्जियां फ्रूट
कैसा गोश्त भी भगवा लेना.
बेगम ने पकड़ा दी लिस्ट, कोई ना बहाना है. ट्रैफिक के झंझट में मुझे नहीं जाना है. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. A for app, B for best, C for confidence से D for download करो इसे अपने फोन पे. Time is precious, order food delicious. सारा पाकिस्तान बोले food papa. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Time बड़ा short है, भूख पे full stop है. Delete मारो app जिसका lazy simple thought है. Add करो food papa, scene बड़ा ही hot है. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. खाना लाए ये मजे का खाना लाए ये गरम. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Rum pum pum, food papa dum.
हेलो फूड पापा वाले पिंटू की बर्थडे है.
घर में कुछ पकाना है, बाहर से कुछ मंगवाना है.
लंच में देसी फूड बिरयानी कढ़ाई वगैरह.
फास्ट फूड में पिज्जा जिंगर सैंडविच जरा देख लेना. बारबेक्यू गोला कबाब बिहारी बोटी etc. सी फूड आइसक्रीम केक और बेवरेजेस. ग्रोसरी में सब मसाले चटनी केचप सारी डालें. सब्जियां फ्रूट
कैसा गोश्त भी भगवा लेना.
बेगम ने पकड़ा दी लिस्ट, कोई ना बहाना है. ट्रैफिक के झंझट में मुझे नहीं जाना है. Rum pum pum, food papa dum. Rum pum pum, food papa dum.
Welcome back to the show. Sama, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So, you know, before going on the break, we were talking about how you built your salon and, you know, your amazing business acumen. Now I want to talk about, you know, you have also been one of the few makeup artists जो internationally जाके makeup कर रहे हैं. Tell us a bit more about that. You know, where all have you done, you know, makeup for your clients, and how has that experience been?
So I think one of the greatest things for me was when I worked in New York. I did Makeup Forever Academy, and then I interned with Makeup by Mario. And I think what that helped me was, it helped me work with different ethnicities, different skin types, different skin tones, and different kinds of makeups that are required for different faces, and how they evolve with different, you know, cultures. And I think that really helped me, because when I moved to Pakistan and I started my business, I was, you know, people were calling me in from Dubai, Turkey, Morocco, London, Europe, everywhere, America. And it was insane for me, because I was just a little girl and I was like, oh my God, so many people want me. But yeah, so I think that really helped because I had an idea of how to deal with people. And one of the things that I really feel pride in is that I always customize a look for the client. It's not the same look
Yeah.
for everyone. So according to your needs, I will do your makeup, you know, whatever is needed, and not just throw on everything that I know.
And do you feel like, from your experience, people from different parts of the world have different requirements or different ways that they like their makeup done?
Yes, for sure. I think a lot of people, when their mothers are more intimidating, they want more, you know, old school, you know, ethnic makeup.
Yeah.
For more newer, younger brides, they want a minimal, no makeup look that's been trending. So I think it varies, and also depending on your outfit, whether you're going for a traditional bridal, you know, red bridal look, or if you're like, you know, you're wearing a gown or something for your walima. So I think the makeup has to evolve accordingly.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I also want to highlight here that you have also launched your own cosmetics line, and it's
Yes.
obviously still growing.
Yes.
So tell us a bit more about that. Like, you know, when did you think of that, and how's that
So
going?
I think that also started with a need basis.
Yeah.
I used to struggle a lot finding the right kind of lashes for my clients while I was working. Pakistan mein jo mostly milti thi, they were either like one-time use, very plasticky,
Right.
or if you got Huda Beauty or something else, they were pretty expensive to get into Pakistan and, you know, incorporate that in a party makeup, for
Yeah.
example. So I felt like there was a void for that also. And I quickly got a lot of lashes. I got in touch with a lot of sellers around the world, and I imported a lot of lashes. And initially they were just in these plastic boxes. I wasn't even selling them. I just used to use them on my clients. And aista, my clients kept saying, you know, they're so amazing. My friend wants one, my cousin wants one. I
Yeah.
want to take one with me to America. And that's when I realized that, oh, I should probably package and sell this. Like, I'm just keeping this. So that's how that journey started. And I think it's a very different experience in the beauty brand industry, and being like in a service industry.
Yeah. So Sama, you know, we've been talking about all the glamour and the glitz of this business, but I also want to ask you, you know, what's the challenge of being in this industry, and especially as a woman?
I think one of the first challenges I faced, because like you mentioned, I was pretty young. I was, I think, 22 when I started. And I think one of the biggest challenges was that my vendors and people, you know,
Yeah.
that I was getting stuff done from, they would come to me and they'd say, okay, aap saab se baat kara dein. And I used to say, I'm the saab.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I was like trying to, you know, maneuver my way through this very patriarchal society that we live in. And even with a lot of women that were makeup artists or we thought were entrepreneurs, their husbands, brothers and fathers were behind them. So I felt like there was a big void for that also in
Yeah.
this industry, where women were not taken seriously enough.
Yeah.
So to build that place for yourself and that reputation and that respect was obviously a journey on its own.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, especially as you mentioned, you know, being a woman entrepreneur in Pakistan, I mean, there are a lot of challenges some people's challenges start from their homes,
Yes.
right? And you've obviously had a very supportive, as you mentioned, your mother
Yes.
and family in general. But, you know, for women that grew up in Pakistan, what would be your advice to them, generally, to women in general who want to grow and who are ambitious? How do you be an ambitious woman in Pakistan?
I think it's obviously easier said than done.
Yeah.
But I think one of the main things that I wish someone had told me when I was younger, or when I was starting out, was that you just have to keep going, and it actually becomes much easier once you start fighting and paving your way through this patriarchal industry and society in
Yeah.
general. I remember when I started working, a lot of women called up my mother and said, "Ke, oh, itna hi kaam kar rahi hai, how will she find a guy who's, you know, as ambitious as her, or, you
Yeah.
know, as vocal as her, or as out there as her?" And I think that's still a problem with our society that we're slowly but surely working on.
Yeah.
So I always tell everyone that I've now become the man I once wanted
Yeah,
to marry,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in terms of independence and business acumen, and, you know, with my routine and how I try to maneuver things, I try
Yeah.
to keep learning and try to keep doing better.
Yeah.
And I feel like I am the man I once used to
Yeah.
idolize and thought
Yeah.
I'd be the wife of.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah.
Sama, tell us, like, what your usual day looks like. What is it, you know, because I'm trying to vision what does it take to succeed. You know, you look like a calm, easygoing person, but anybody running a business in Pakistan
Cannot be.
Cannot be. So tell us a bit about your day.
So I think I start my day, I wake up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And one thing that made me start doing this was that I read that everyone in the world, be it Jeff Bezos or Bill Clinton or whoever, you know, you can think of, the biggest businessmen in the world, the one thing they all had in common was they woke up early in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it, I need to jump on this. So I wake up at 6 a.m. I go to the gym to get out a lot of frustration from my clients and, you know, obviously team, staff, everything. And then I also think Pakistan mein bahut zyada hurdles hain, like maintenance bahut zyada hai. Kabhi light chali jayegi, something will go kharab, you know, some electric thing will go off. So maintenance is constantly like kabhi garam pani nahi aa raha, AC nahi chal raha, it's constant. So I think you need some kind of physical activity early in the morning to get all of that, you know, frustration out of the way. So I work out and then I have breakfast and then I start my day, I go to work. I try to be at work before my employees are, because it's kind of my way of showing them that if I can show up, so can you. You know, so being on time and being particular is something I really stress on. And then I'm pretty much at work, you know, and I'm also a makeup artist at Samaim Beauty. I do like the signature makeup. So that keeps me pretty occupied. And as far as the business part of the thing is concerned, I just think that honestly, Allah has been very kind to me. I know a lot of people work very hard, but not everyone is rewarded. So I think a lot of this credit, I would like to say, goes to Allah, because He has been very, very kind and has responded to all of my, you know, efforts. And other than that, I try to do my best. And I think my message to everyone who's listening to this or is wanting to start their journey is that dar ke aage jeet hai. Just go do it.
Yeah, that's a great message. So, you know, I do want to challenge you a little bit. हमने काफ़ी बात की है कि what are the challenges of being a businesswoman in Pakistan? What are the pros?
I think of being a woman.
Yeah, or being a business person in Pakistan, I think in the environment and challenges.
One of the biggest pros for me is that I can take time off whenever I want.
True.
If I want to go on a vacation or if I need to show up for a friend, I'm able to do that. I think I really appreciate and admire that. Another pro is I feel like a lot of people let you get away with a lot of stuff because you're a woman. You know, the Aurat card still works. I might get cancelled for saying this, but it's true.
It's true.
You know, when I go into a shop where there are only men and I walk in, everyone listens to me. For whatever reason that is, but I get my time saved. I don't have to, you know, do a lot of things. Stand in lines. You know, there's lots of things that I get away with. So I think those are obviously the pros. And I think one of the biggest pros is that I myself am a customer of the need that I've created here. So I think because I travel abroad, I go to a lot of salons. I really enjoy, you know, getting little things done. So it kind of like really gives me a new way of thinking and bringing new things into Pakistan.
Yeah, you know, that's so true. I think everything that you mentioned is definitely positives that someone can consider for being in Pakistan. Sama, you know, I also want to ask you, you know, what does your future vision look like? If I ask you, I mean, obviously आप day-to-day basis पे काम करते हैं, and you have short-term goals and you have long-term goals, and some of those goals are private, and you don't want to share it with the world. But if there's something you can share that, you know, this is what excites me, this is what I want to be looking forward to in the next decade, what would that be?
So I think in Parsons in New York, I studied graphic and web designing. So I've done like HTML, JavaScript, C++. And I feel like Pakistan mein iski itni understanding ya scope nahi tha initially. And I'm very proud to announce and share that I'm one of the first salons in Lahore that are using AI chatbots and you know, AI services to improve and understand customer behavior and make the whole experience better. So I think in the future, I'm looking to expand internationally even more, of course, with my cosmetic lines, the cosmetics line, but also with my presence. I want visas for everywhere in the world, and I want to travel everywhere and do everyone's makeup and keep learning along the way.
Yeah, and I think, you know, those are ambitious goals, and definitely knowing you, things that you can achieve. And, you know, Sama, I do want to ask you that for, you know, our audience watching, you know, maybe they're young women, young girls who want to get into this industry. Do you think formal training, education is important, or is this something that you would say that you learn on the job? Like, how do you?
I
how
think
do you look at that?
I've had a lot of, so I've done Huda Beauty, Makeup by Mario,
Right.
Samir Khuzami, Makeup Forever Academy, Sephora. So I've done a lot of like official formal training as well. But I think some of the most stuff I've learned is through experience, through
Right.
customers, and through actually doing. So I think in the creative field, which I am in, you don't really require, the only formal training you get is for your own confidence. So now when I speak about something or I say something, people want to listen to me, they want to believe me because of all that I have learned.
Yeah.
But मेरी major learning सारी through experience हुई है, you know, client dealing and dealing with skin textures and basic hurdles
Right.
running a business in Pakistan, you know.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of what experience teaches you, nothing can.
Yeah. Thank you, Sama, for joining us.
Thank
And I
you
think
for
you've shared
having
some
me.
amazing lessons from, being persistent, keeping at it, and also being ambitious. And I think anyone that's watching, especially women across the world, I think you're an inspiration for all
Thank
of them.
you so much.
Thank you so much
That's
for
very
being
kind.
here.
Thank you, Fatma.
Thank you, Hum TV, for providing us with this platform. And thank you to our sponsors for sponsoring the show. See you next time with a new episode and a new guest.